sound and sound.
Ready for it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to VPP. It's Peter, Cam, and Sirmina here with Sunday update, except it's Monday, but oh well.
Sunday update.
It rhymes.
Yeah, exactly. So we're only a day late, which is pretty good for us, and we're here to tell you about what's been going on this week in our Pokemon games. We are... Ew. Throw that away. It's an old Clementine. She discovered in her backpack. We are all comfortably in Gen 7. No, throw it away in the trash can. Do not put it on my desk. We're all comfortably in Gen 7 this month. We've got Cam playing Sun, Sirmina playing Moon, and I actually just finished Ultra Sun this past week. So, where do you guys want to start?
Oof. Cam, you've played a lot more of Sun than I have played of Moon, so you may start.
Alright, so I know that I'd mentioned this. Did I mention this last week? Or has it just been in streams that this is like...
Remind us.
This is so close to Sword and Shield in terms of gameplay and style, just like how you move around and interact with things in the world. And since Shield was like the second Pokemon game, real Pokemon game that I've played, we're now back into like, oh, all of this is so familiar. Like, I'm just playing a different storyline. So it's been really fun in that.
Very nice.
Doing the one Pokemon challenge has also been such a blast. Like, I didn't realize that it would be as fun as it is with just one, because it's like you have to strategize the moves that you want.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you're properly leveled before going in, because one bad hit can really ruin your day.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that from when I went through like a bunch of Pearl with just Torterra. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, and I think you really feel connected to that one Pokemon. Because you're kind of like, alright, I have one Pokemon, I have 4 moves, like I'm pretty familiar with everything that I would possibly happen in a fight, and you're hyper aware of like the big threats. Which, Cam, do you have, as with Fire Dark, do you have any double weaknesses?
Nope.
That's good. That's good.
Just single weaknesses.
Yeah.
So, water hurts.
A fair amount of them. Because what?
I think I have 4 major weaknesses.
Water.
Fighting. Ground.
Slash. No, not rock. Not rock is your... No, actually, yeah.
Rock is still a weakness, right? Because it's the
rock
fire.
is still a weakness.
And bug gets washed out because of the fire type.
Yeah.
So that's convenient.
Water? No, rock is still super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason in my head I was like, yeah, he's fire fighting. I was like, wait a second.
Nope.
But I
just
take...
using the Blaziken.
Yeah. I take no damage from Psychic, which is great. And I take half damage from Fire, Grass, Ice, Ghost, Dark, Steel.
Wow.
Lots of stuff. Lots of good stuff.
It's really convenient.
So,
it's a lot of types.
So it's really... And, like, the thing is, Incineroar is slow. So, fortunately, there's the Festival Tent, where you can raise your base EV stats and your health and speed daily.
Nice.
It costs
very good.
festival tickets or coins. So.
Yeah, I did not run into the speed issue with Rowlet. Oh my god, he's just staring.
He's not happy.
Oh, the eyes though.
I think that's because of Rowlet's flying type. That it tends, and then the ghost type, which tend to be pretty fast. So that helps the speed, definitely. Because grass type's not always known for their speed, but...
Usually not.
No.
Usually they're the slow stunners.
I usually play Venusaur, so that's kind of an extreme example, but...
yeah.
Still, I feel like you don't really... There aren't a lot of quick grass types.
Nah, not too many.
still
Maybe like
surprised.
Grovile, Septile, that's about it.
That could be the fastest.
And maybe
Superior.
the Snivy line. Yeah.
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 Those two I
Yeah.
could see, because those are like kind of sneaky and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
If you're a physical grass user, you're probably fast. But
Yeah.
if you're like a special grass user, then you're probably meant to be more of like a stun or sleeper.
yeah. Powder moves.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Sun has been fun so far. I finished the second island yesterday.
Nice.
So I'm on to the third island, so I'm 4 trials down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You made it through what? Olivia is the captain on Island 2, and you made it
She's
through
the
Plumeria.
kahuna. She's the kahuna.
She's the Kahuna. She's
Come on, give her some respect.
and
Work for that title.
right, because the captains are
Yeah.
just the individual trials, and then
Right.
the Kahunas are
Kahuna's the island.
per island. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're finally getting into deeper aspects of the plot, I think.
Did you fight Plumeria before you fought Olivia?
Who?
Plumeria, the Team Skull
Yes.
with the hair.
Yeah. Fought
Um,
Plumeria, then fought Olivia.
Yeah.
And then after doing all of that, after doing all of that, did they take you to the Aether Paradise?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's like the plot so far.
I actually found that whole sequence a little bit awkward because,
It's just a cutscene.
well, not that, but you walk into the town and then you go up to the like Aether House thing or whatever, and then you have to walk down. Is this the right island that I'm thinking of? You have to like walk down to the warehouse and do the trial, and then you go back, and then you have to go over to the. Maybe that's the next island.
Yeah,
Probably
what are you
no.
on about?
Okay.
Because this one was, I finished the trial with Olivia,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "Here, let me walk you all the way back to the start." And then you get to the start, and they're like, "Oh, here's a dude from the Aether Foundation. He wants
Yes.
to take you to his island."
Is
And
that
then you say
Thaba?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you get on a boat, and then you go to the Aether Paradise.
Yeah. Which
And
they
then-
don't animate like any of the boat stuff, which is really too bad. Or maybe they do for that one.
Okay, because that whole sequence was probably about 10 minutes of me
Yeah.
just watching my screen until I could move, to then face off against the Ultra Beast. Ultra Beast.
Which Ultra Beast is there?
The question mark, question mark, question mark.
What did it look like?
Looks like a ghost octopus.
Was it purple?
Nope, it's white
Oh,
and blue.
interesting.
Light blue.
I didn't actually see that one. So that's
Yeah,
curious.
it was like you get up to the top floor of the elevator, then you have to walk around, and they do a really good job of putting people right in the way of the pathway, so you have to walk
Yeah.
the entire way. That ends in the garden, and then you get there, you meet Lusamine, you fight the Ultra Beast, and then it's a cutscene to get you back to the mainland. I'm like,
Oh, you know
I
what?
didn't even
Maybe we
touch
did
my-
fight the Ultra Beast there.
I didn't touch my keyboard for like 10 minutes
Yeah.
because it just plays. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So I feel the pain of cutscenes.
Of everyone.
But-
Pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's still really fun.
Yeah.
I got 6 levels, 2 hours yesterday after like
Nice.
working at it off stream and getting like 2 levels for an hour. It's like
Where are you now, level wise?
I just finished the Mali Garden,
Yeah.
so I'm off to the 5th trial,
Cool.
and I don't know how many trials are on the.
I do. I think this one.
I think I fight Guzma at the end of this.
Guzma.
You do.
Yeah.
Guzma.
Is it Guzma or Guzma? I'm never sure.
I want to say Guzma. That sounds better.
Let's go with that. I've been saying Guzma, but I'll change it for future Sunday updates.
I have no idea what typing he is. I was very happy that Olivia was a rock type because I have Brick Break.
Mm.
Ooh, Ooh, very nice.
Guzma has... Okay, I don't know if his team's the same in Sun. If it's the same in Sun, have fun.
Alright. Well, I mean, fighting the second totem, the Wishiwashi, was rough.
Wishiwashi is awful. That's the one that has like that big old school.
For no reason. For no
ability?
reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. It blocks.
It makes it like big and beefy for no reason, and then it just like loses that.
But it doesn't actually change any of its stats or affect any of its whatevers. It literally
Does it
just...
affect its weight?
No, it just blocks certain abilities.
It doesn't affect its weight at all.
It might affect its weight for Heat Crash, I don't know.
But I'm thinking Grass Knot.
Oh...
So I can't imagine Grass Knot against...
No, because Sirmina, I carried a Wishiwashi with me through, like, the whole second island for that fire trial. And then I was like, oh, wait.
Oh.
Wishiwashi is bad.
The stupid fire puzzle.
Did you also have to do the Marowak thing?
Did.
Yeah.
What's different about this one? The hiker that just pops up. What's different about this one? The totem Pokemon right there? Got it.
I actually got that one wrong like 4 times intentionally so I could keep fighting the second Marowak. So I could level up my Wishiwashi before the totem.
Nice.
Because if you get it wrong repeatedly, it'll just keep giving you the... it's a decently high level Marowak.
Yeah, so far there haven't been really puzzles, per se. I'm trying to think of the biggest puzzle that I might have had to have done so far.
See, I don't know, because I know that the electric trial is different in Ultra Sun, so I don't think you do that puzzle.
Have there been any puzzles? There have been areas where I've walked into, and it's obviously a strength puzzle, but I don't have strength.
And you will never get strength, but...
Oh, is it a post-game thing?
There's no HMs in...
No, but like, I don't have a Pokemon that can use strength.
You don't have
like
Machamp.
Charizard Glide, or...
You don't have Machamp. You need Machamp.
I do. I wonder when I get that.
You'll get Machamp later. But... Yeah. Do you remember my ranting? Do you remember Guzma's primary typing? Okay. I'm not going to remind you then.
Don't.
I remember this.
I think overall your Pokemon is pretty well suited to this fight. It's just I feel like there's one that's going to be interesting.
Okay.
By and large,
Me and Incineroar will keep our affection level at max, so we can keep those dodges and those crits up.
And that return. Do you have return yet, or no?
No, I'm about to get return. I know it's like right next to the garden.
What's your moveset right now?
Hidden Power Psychic.
Got it.
Which was really helpful for Diglett Tunnel, because I just... all the Zubats.
Yeah.
Brick Break, Flame Charge, and Darkest Lariat.
Oh, brilliant. As much coverage as possible.
Yeah.
Well...
I went back and forth about whether or not I wanted to have Bulldoze instead of Return. But I think that the weaknesses that come with having a ground move are worse than just having a normal that would have 100 power all the time. I just can't use a normal move against a rock or a steel type, but that's why I have a fighting and fire.
So you have 2 moves that will be normal effectiveness against one of his Pokemon.
Really hates Guzma.
I hate Guzma.
Can't use normal against Ghost, but I have a Dark. So
he's not a ghost.
I think, though, then I have everything covered. They're just, like, no PP ups, like, ever.
Yeah.
What you have is what you have.
I had a max PP by the end of the game. So at some point, I think you'll get one.
No, but that is for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon only, or do you think that would be available?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, if not, then I'm just investing in Ether. For the E4.
Not a bad thing.
Can you buy Ether?
Can you?
I don't know.
I don't think
I
you
don't
can.
think you can. Let's see. Let's find out.
I really don't think you can because I've tried to do this before.
You can't buy them only by finding them or getting them as prizes.
It's time to do some Stoutland searching.
And you buy Ether on Robinhood. Thanks, Google.
Yeah, ETH currently selling for 2,000 poker coins.
Yes.
Oh, then I have some searching to do.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at.
Anyway,
So,
Sirmina, you're our other one with the one Pokemon challenge this generation.
Yes. I'm doing it as a compliment to Cam's one Pokemon challenge.
Nice.
Because of all the ones, it is a very, very good point that was made. I can't remember if it was on a Sunday update or just from texting between all of us, that there's no HMs required, so you don't have to be planning for HMs strategically with your teams at all.
I think it was
Or
on
to worry
text.
about that.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was on text, and that was a brilliant observation, because if you're having just like a one Pokemon challenge, you need to be able to account for everything, or at the least, if you're gonna have others on your team, they can't be used technically. Like you just have them there as fodder for whenever like something happens, or
The Bidoof thing.
just navigate the map. Yeah. Bidoof, the big oof, basically. But it's been interesting because I had a pretty rough moment last week during one of my games. My only stream, but during one of my battles. It was with Captain Ilima. When you're at the docks or at the port or whatever, and she's like, hey, if you beat me, like, you can come do my trial. And Ilima wiped me 3 times. Because it turns out Miracle has leafage.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, first came like, oh god, what was the rat called? I think it was the Yungoos.
Young Goose.
I think that Ilima had a Yungoos and then a Smeargle. And
I think
the
she
Yungoos,
does.
like, if the Yungoos used Tail Whip at all, it was game over because leafage is physical. So I had to defeat the Yungoos without any Tail Whip.
Damn.
And then hit the Smeargle. Because the leafage, if I had a Tail Whip on me, did more than half my health, so it would have been game over. And it was faster, because Baby's not very fast at all. But then I made a conscious decision. I think I put on Echoed Voice, the one that increases attack with each successive hit. So,
which is a normal
once
move?
I realized that. Yeah. So there wasn't any stab or anything to it, but once I realized that, I was like, this is probably going to be the only way I can do it.
Normal's good if you're not fighting Rock or Steel.
Yeah. So we went with the Echoed Voice, and I beat her after like 3 KOs. It was interesting, to say the least. I don't think I've KO'd that much in a game on stream, let alone in one video.
I will say, Gen 7 really made me respect those stat change moves. There's probably a lot of clips somewhere in my streams of my Persian using Screech, usually before dying, because I would just sacrifice it to get the drop the defense. But like, holy crap, you can do a lot more damage if you set up with those moves.
Yep. A good setup.
Screech is, I would say, worth keeping into the late game because it's a harsh fall instead of a single stage.
The harsh falls are good.
Yeah.
And the sharp increases are great, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they're around.
But you made it through Alima with that good voice.
Yeah, I completely forgot that the first trial is different between Sun and Moon. I was expecting the Yungoos and Gumshoes, right?
Yeah.
I was expecting that because the only game I'd played in Gen 7 before this was Sun. So I knew to expect the Yungoos and Gumshoes, but I didn't realize.
Nope, you get the dark types.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which is kind of a big shift. Like, having that Jin be dark instead of normal is kind of a pretty big wrench to throw.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's an interesting wrench because non-Alolan Rattata is normal. So if you were thrown off, like, it could have been used as, like, a throw of, like, you know, this would have been normal, but also this is Moon, so we're going to make it dark, and also welcome to Alola.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, arguably it raises the difficulty for Moon because the first trial fools you in a way that I don't know, there's no Yungoos over in...
I was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time I got to the Raticate... No, even before I started the trial... I had... What's that fairy move?
Oh.
Yeah. Probably learns it
not Dazzling
very,
Gleam.
very quickly. So I was fine.
Probably not Dazzling Gleam. Charm?
No, Charm is awesome, though. Draining
Sweet.
Kiss?
Disarming Voice.
Disarming Voice.
So I had
right.
Echoed Voice, and Disarming Voice. So basically, my Poplio just screams and defeats people that way.
I still don't know any like fairy things except for Moonblast. After
Dazzling Gleam.
2 gens of fairy. Dazzling Gleam, yeah, but I don't know what it does or what its power is or anything. People just hit me with fairy moves. I'm like, what is this? Does it kill me? I don't know. I had a cutie fly on my team for like 5 minutes.
So that's it. Is that it was just I feel like of the 2.5 hours, it was an hour and a half of cutscenes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
I would have beaten 2 gyms by now on a different game, I feel like, but nope.
I will say it seems like as the game goes on, they do a little less of that. Good. Especially as you really start to get into like past Aether Paradise, basically. They kind of drop back on the cutscenes. Although it does pick up again when the plot comes back, obviously. The one thing I did appreciate about the game is that if you get wiped and you have to go back to something that had a cutscene to introduce it, it won't play the full cutscene again. You only get like the end of it, which is really nice because there's definitely some monologues that I was like, you know, I'd go back and I'm like, do I really have to sit through this again? And it's like, no, you don't. You only have to hear the end of it. Thank God.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
The game does a really good job of doing that, I feel like. When you jump back into the game, it's like the Rotom says, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
And that little 2-line summary of what happened, where we're going, I'm like, this is the best.
I don't want to say I like Rotom, but I did appreciate that little recap. Rotom's creepy.
So far it hasn't been that annoying, but I just don't pay attention to it.
Not annoying. I don't want him calling me big boy. I don't like that.
Did you really?
He does, all the time.
Oh my god.
It's very unsettling.
No thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
No thank you.
And then you have to click on his eyes to play the Roto-Loto.
What?
When his eyes flash yellow, you can click on his eyes. And he's like, click on my eyes. I'm like, no.
I don't think I've gotten that.
Okay, well, when you get it, you can click on his eyes. Unless it's an ultra feature, and then you don't get to poke Rotom in the
Ultra.
eyes. Oh, damn.
What
Okay.
thing?
Brand new feature introduced in Ultra Sun and
Wow.
Ultra Moon.
Well,
Cool.
there you have it.
What is this all about? You want to explain the Rotoloto?
I mean, insofar as I myself understand it, sure. Every once in a while, I think it's once a day, maybe Rotom's eyes will flash yellow a couple times. And then you'll try to click on them, and he'll tell you some bullshit story about something you don't care about. And then he'll go, oh, sorry for making you wait. Let's do the Rotoloto. While you've been clicking on his eyes for like 5 minutes, just, like muttering curse words under your breath. And then he'll spin his little wheel, and it gives you a Roto boost, which sometimes is basically a max potion, and other times boosts all your stats. So it's basically like an aura, or it's a max potion. There may be other things that you can get, but I didn't get them.
Pretty interesting.
Did you have the festival ground as an option in Ultra?
Yeah, like where Sophocles introduces you to the places.
Yeah, and like you can go around the whole castle thing,
Yeah.
and there's booths.
I didn't
there's
really
two.
do it.
You never did that.
I didn't really do it.
Oh, there's 2 lotto places there
Oh,
that give you items.
I was a little concerned about. He kept talking about like you can play with other players, and I'm always concerned about like what might happen if I accidentally turn on the like searching for other players features because it broke my game in Gen 6. So only for like 5 minutes, but still.
There are too many times in Platinum where I'd go into the mines to find shards, and the game would just crash. And be like, I'm not even connected to the.
Yeah. I just generally stay away from like any game features that might try to start internet connection because I don't want it to try to do that and screw anything up.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. But good that it worked or works for you. I'm grabbing something from under the desk. Hold on. There you go. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil too much of the story of like late game Ultra Sun. Yeah, there's probably not much I can really say. I'll try to make some broad statements. I thought it was really fun.
That's good.
And I was actually surprised like by how I was going into like early last week thinking, okay, I'm basically done with this thing. I've got like 2 more trials. I've got, whatever like kind of victory road E4 champ stuff I have to do. And I'll have to do some plot at some point, but the game actually gave me a lot more story than I was expecting. I don't know how much of that is present in Sun and Moon, but what initially felt like sort of, okay, you kind of threw this together, like I don't really know what I'm getting into. This is probably going to like all kind of crash together really quickly like it did in X and Y. Actually became something that was like really well fleshed out. I didn't feel like I was missing stuff before because they gave me kind of all the plot points and things that I needed. And then I got to go like do this piece of the adventure that felt like it was actually moving a story forward, which was pretty cool. Yeah. They did a nice, I think, I'm still impressed with how X and Y did Legendaries. Which I think is maybe like my favorite part of those games, and maybe my favorite way that a Pokemon game has ever done like a legendary in the game. Gen 3 comes close with like the gargantuan Groudon and Kyogre in the different caverns, but the fact that like you got ambushed in Gen 6 and like you were forced into the battle was really cool. We don't really do that again here, but they do give you a nice story with the legendaries, which I really appreciate.
Good.
Yeah. So one thing I'm really curious about is how the end of the game and things like the Pokemon League work in Sun and Moon. Because in Ultra Sun, they're creating the Pokemon League in Alola.
Because I don't know. Cam, have you seen anything related to the Pokemon League whatsoever?
Just when you finish your island challenge, you'll be able to do things.
You'll be able
Okay.
to do things?
Yeah, there are like certain areas and people that you can't
okay.
go to or talk to until you become the strongest trainer in Alola.
Mm-hmm.
Not champion, but just strongest trainer.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's something at the end of the game.
It would be very sad if there was no E4
Yeah.
/ champion style.
That would be... Okay, that would be a letdown.
You might have to beat like the strongest trainer in Alola. Maybe that would be the equivalent.
Yeah.
To become the strongest, you must defeat the strongest.
It's Kukui. Sorry, it's the Master Bro.
It's Professor Bruh. That's him. He's literally, I saw him and I was like, this man is such a bro that every time he goes around and says yeah, whenever he's at the end of sentences, in my head he just goes yo. Like that's what I hear him saying at the end of every sentence when it spells out yeah.
It wasn't Kukui in Ultra Sun, but it was similarly fun. I did.
I watched your E4 champion
You did?
battle. Yeah.
Okay, so you know that 3 of the 4 E4s we had seen before.
Yeah.
From previous places on the islands, which was really cool. And then there was a golfer.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
There's a golfer.
Yeah.
So 3 of
I
them
quit. I'm not
come
even
from
gonna finish.
previous trials. And then one of them is like, hey, yeah, I remember winning the... It's like... I'm trying to think of... You know, it's like if someone came back to speak at your high school and they were like, oh yeah, I went here. And also, like, I do something completely remote from anything that high school students could relate to now.
Mm-hmm.
She was just like, oh yeah, I remember doing the island challenge and, like, now I'm a golfer. And I was just like, what?
Imagine.
Why are you here?
Spending so much time training and battling just to be a fucking golfer.
He's retired.
Oh my god.
She a retired
Do
golfer?
something else with your damn life.
She retired from the Pokemon Island Challenge.
I don't know. She had a golf club with her, like
Yeah.
at the
She
E4.
retired and now golfs all day.
She had a putter and she knelt down like she was measuring the putt during the whole battle. Her knees must have been just gone by the end of that. Well, she was like squatting down, eyeing the
What a
the,
woman.
and I think that was a long battle too, because I'm pretty sure she was the ghost type one. Although I could be wrong.
Oh, there's a ghost type.
There
Okay.
was an
Oh.
ultrasound.
So, I was gonna watch, and then I had like a emergency work call.
The symbol over the door was pink, so I was like, oh, okay, it's either psychic
Fairy.
or it's fairy. So I was like, all right, let me put out, and I think I wound up putting out like Decidueye first, which wound up being fun. And then I went in, and she was like, and she said something creepy, and then like all these ghostly walls appeared around me. I was like, oh fuck, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's fine, because Decidueye knew Sucker Punch, which was clutch move times 10. Especially against other ghost types.
Getting to go first is nice.
It is!
Very nice.
Especially in, like, this gen where speed really matters, because of those totem battles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, Sucker Punch saved my ass so many times, because you can just move first against someone you should not be able to outspeed, which is nice. And then there's that one time when they don't prep prep an attack, and you're like, damn it.
I like that in the way. Would you say that using echoed voice was a cheese way to beat the captain?
Yes.
I think echoed voice is always a cheese. I mean, no offense to you, Sirmina, but
well, I'm just trying to think through, like,
It's a
I feel like
cheese.
the move itself is...
we've all cheesed things at this point.
Yes.
In, like,
Yes.
kind of a similar way like that.
Yeah. No,
I had no options. It was either I level up to something stupid on stream, or I cheese it.
That's what I did for Wishy-Washy Totem. I just leveled up off-stream, like, too much.
The big downside to that is sometimes you get to a point where you've leveled up so much that you overcome, like, the one obstacle, and then you steamroll through, like, a ton of other stuff after it, because it doesn't have type advantage or whatever.
Yeah, those were the next two, the fire and the grass trials. I was like, now what?
That's how I felt when I was leveling up. I was trying to get that Turtonator to a point where I could use him. I don't remember what trial I was coming up on, but I was trying to get like a dragon move or something so that I could be pretty solid against this next. I think it might have been a Guzma battle, actually. And of course, the whole time I'm training, I was like, I gotta get Turtonator to level 42, and it's just like, Decidueye advanced to level 55. Decidueye advanced to level 56. And it's like, maybe I should just use Decidueye. I will say, the one thing about this gen that makes it tough to do a one Pokemon challenge is that the exp share is really effective at this point. Like, Gen 6 and Gen 7 make it really easy to swap around members from your team and back in and whatever, because you don't have to have them active while you're leveling them. And you kind of miss those perks because you only have one.
That it? Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel like I'm missing exp share.
Well,
One.
I think
Like, sure, there could
technically
be-
you are, just from a numbers standpoint. Like, I think the game actually gives you more XP if you have...
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Like,
total,
if
it
we
would-
only have one, and we earn 100 experience from a battle, then that's 100 for our Pokemon. But on a team like Peter's, if he has all 6, then everyone who participates will get 100, everyone who doesn't will get 50.
Yeah.
So, like, numbers game, yeah, definitely, we miss out a lot on...
Which is too bad in a sense, because it really, like... It doesn't really make that much sense. Like, I don't know.
I don't feel like I'm missing the
No.
experience, because it wouldn't have gone to Incineroar anyway.
Right. That's
It's
true.
not like the exp shares in previous gens where it, like, is split in
Yeah.
total.
It is. I think it's just too bad because it really, like, it kind of actively disincentivizes teams like this, where, like, you can't really focus on one Pokemon because you don't lose anything by focusing on multiple Pokemon. So you don't gain anything by... I don't know. I kind of liked the... I mean, it was a pain, but I did appreciate at least the sort of, like, ooh, how do I want to do my lucky egg and my experience share and all that jazz in previous generations, and now it's just kind of like, yep, next fight.
You can turn it off.
Well, yes, but why would... There's no point to that at this... Like, I think that's my point, is, like, there used to be this sort of, like, is it worth it? Because then I'm taking half experience on my main Pokemon. And now it's just kind of like, why would I...
Experience for everyone.
Right. Like, turn off the money printer. It's printing too much money.
inflation is a
Well, yeah.
Inflation doesn't exist here.
I hear what you're saying. I don't feel like it impacts a one Pokemon challenge because I'm not gaining anything extra by not having
it's true.
or having. Yeah,
it's true.
Although there are points of the game that you'll find with the one Pokemon challenge that you just can't do, like double battles. They just won't let you.
Wait,
like,
what?
Any double battle that I've like walked up to two trainers, they're like, "Oh, you only have one Pokemon. Come back when you have another, and then we'll fight."
Can you just dodge them?
Yeah, you just walk past them.
Oh my god.
But
I haven't noticed that.
But if you
I
want,
don't think I've run a 10 yet, but...
I don't think you will until you get to one of the later trials. I'd say later is in like the third trial.
Huh.
My
it's
favorite...
a point where I'm like, if you have to battle everyone in a route before you can go back and face like the Z trainer,
Oh, yeah.
and you need to face off against those ones. So I'm like, I think there was one stream where I was like, well, I need to clear out this area with double battles. So I caught a Magikarp. It's like fucking useless.
So,
what else? I think I caught a Lillipup and I just had to use Helping Hand.
Nice. My favorite thing that I've done in... I mean, quite honestly, maybe any Pokemon game, but definitely in Ultra Sun, was there was a double battle that me and Hal were in. I think it was somewhere in Aether Paradise. And Sirmina, what's the Pokemon that you have, the water one?
Poplio?
Yeah. So he has whatever is like the twice evolved version of that at this point. And we're going against these two people that threw out two water types. And he threw out his seal thing, and I threw out Vikavolt.
Seal Fairy. Get it right.
Okay.
Fairy Seal,
Fairy Seal.
Yeah.
I just saw a tail going for Kim's.
Yeah.
But Hal is just like, Flynn, how are we going to win this battle? And I was like, discharge.
Kill Hal.
I knocked out everybody on the field.
Oh, God.
Hal was just like, bro.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh my goodness. So I totally forgot until I just like looked it up because I was like, what's the final one? The final form is Primarina.
Yeah.
Right?
Primarina.
The middle form is Brionne of
Brionne.
Tarth.
Right.
Brionne of Tarth.
Brionne
so I'm
of
just going to
Tarth.
go for the next several streams calling my Poplio Brionne of Tarth.
There you go.
That's what
Poplio of Tarth, Brionne of Tarth, Primarina of Tarth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty great.
But yeah, that's... I haven't had the chance to do that since Gen 4, when I had that Bidoof on my team for HMs, and I would just Earthquake with Torterra and double battles, and Bidoof is just like...
Jesus Christ.
like a level 5 Bidoof.
Poor baby. Not poor baby.
That's great, though, because it meant he never gained any experience, because he always died in the first round of battle.
So all of that experience would then go to Torterra.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Really mastered the exp share over here.
Excuse my yawning. It's very...
Well, that pretty much covers, like, my experience with Gen 7, non-specific.
Non-specific.
We'll talk, at this point, when we get back, we'll get to talk, maybe in a future update, about kind of the end of these games, which would be cool. And, but on the flip side, I can always wait until Sirmina's done with Ultramoon to actually talk about the whole story of Ultra Sun.
Probably. I think we did the same thing when I was running through White 2 and waited until Cam finished Black 2.
We did. Yep.
So end of August we'll hear about Ultra Sun.
That seems fine though, because Yeah. I'll miss enough weeks that, yeah. I gotta figure out, I don't know if you guys are gonna do updates on, or an update on the first?
Is that one that is?
Yeah, it would be the first.
It would be the first.
Just a reminder to our audience, if you are watching, we're not going to see you on Sunday, July 25th, because I'm getting married that day. And I'm abducting everybody on the channel. So, literally, right? Everybody who's ever put a video up on Fyrestorm. Yeah, in 6 days. I think it's true, Cam, because I don't think anyone else has ever had access.
There.
Yeah.
Not people who are in videos.
No, not people who are in videos, but anybody who's ever uploaded a video to Fyrestorm, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Chris and Brent will be there. But yeah, so we won't be giving you a Sunday update next week. Sorry to dismay all of you.
We should just post a picture to the Discord.
Yeah, that'd be great. That's what we should do.
Sorry, here's our
selfie.
Sunday update. Peter's getting married.
There you go. But the week after, I don't know what you guys want to do because I'm not going to be in the country.
That's true. We can probably still update because I'm going to have a lot to probably.
There you go. So I'll leave that up to you guys because that'll be a couple weeks. So yeah, you'll probably have plenty of gameplay to talk about, and past that we'll figure things out. But I know that I'm missing a couple weeks. Well, any more Gen 7 thoughts before we wrap? Someone asked me on Twitch a while back if I was real, and I said I am real.
Is that why you posted in YouTube?
I didn't mean to do that to all channels. You know what's funny is the chat actually didn't go back to Twitch. So the only people who didn't see my reply were the people on Twitch who asked the question in the first place. Hate that. Hate that. Okay.
Oh my god. Gen 7 thoughts. I don't have this yet because I'm only one trial in, but eventually I'm really excited to get to the point of having, like, the chance to ride Pokemon to do stuff.
Yes.
I'm hyped for that.
That is a really cool feature, and I like the fact that they've written out some really annoying parts of the early Pokemon games with that feature. Because I think HMs are tiresome.
They're a pain.
Yeah.
If HMs didn't have to be deleted, it would have been so much better.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could have an HM that you could just put on and off, I wouldn't really mind it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if either of you ever plays the Let's Go game, you'll see there's another way that they kind of address that, which I think I've talked about, by teaching. You teach the Pokemon the secret technique, but it doesn't take a move slot.
Yes.
You mentioned,
yeah. You did mention.
So your EV can learn what is essentially cut. It's called chop down, but it doesn't use a move.
But then what are some of the rest of these? If cut is chopped down, is Surf gonna just be like
No,
swim?
so it was chopped down, but then the next secret technique was Flash. So I really don't know why.
Light!
So sick of Flash.
Yeah.
Light. Strength is just gonna be push.
Right?
Shove.
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 Yeah.
Oh my god. Fly is just gonna be flap.
Well, I get. There's Charizard Glide.
Sky, is that Sky Glide?
Ooh.
Or Air?
Sky Glide?
What was it? What's it called? Is it called Charizard Glide? Is that the
Charizard Glide. And Sun, yeah. Tauros, Charge, Stoutland, Surf.
Oh, right, they...
Lapras,
yeah, you're right.
Surf. Is it Lapras Surf? Or is Lapras Swim?
Lapras paddle.
Lapras Paddle.
Paddle.
Yeah.
Okay. and then Charizard Glide. Those are the 4 that I have.
Yeah.
Stoutland has found some good stuff.
I think there's Machamp Shove.
It is Shove.
I
Okay.
think so. Although maybe you inceptioned me. Is it Machamp Shove?
Shove.
I love that. Okay.
Amazing.
And Sharpedo Jet.
Oh, that one's cool.
That's the one I was alluding to last week. I
Yeah.
was like, you
Got
guys
it.
nailed some of the like key ones because it's stuff that we already have
Yes.
seen through HMs, but the Jet we haven't seen because we've only ever seen one speed of surf.
Yeah.
Unless you've played Sword and Shield, and you go around the water. Oh
But
my
up
god.
until this point, chronologically, without Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
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 So,
Because even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon did exist for a couple years without Sword and Shield existing yet. Not very long. Only about, 2 years? But
3? It's 2016 to...
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon dropped in 2017.
Ultras, yeah, okay.
Crazy.
Sun and Moon came out in 2016?
I think so.
Okay. It's
Famous.
very recent. Very recent.
Yeah.
It's not vintage anymore.
No, not really. But,
We're gonna go back to vintage when we do remakes.
yeah, I know.
Slightly vintage.
I'm gonna have to relearn. Oh man. Oh well, I guess Heart Gold, Soul Silver pick up the changes from Gen 4 in terms of physical and special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have to relearn that. Does that
2010.
happen for Fire Red and Leaf Green?
Nope. Because that comes out with Gen 3. Pre-schism.
Yeah, it was like Gen 3 was like 2003, and then Fire Red and Leaf Green were like 2004 or so, or 5, or something like that. And then you got like Diamond and Pearl in like 06, 07, something like that for the timeline.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't pick up.
And I'm sorry that both of you have to relearn the physical special split.
It's okay. It'll
It's
be
okay,
fine.
because after I learned the evolution trick, it got a lot easier.
That's true.
Yeah.
If there's an evolution, it's a special.
Yeah.
hmm
Plus,
Especially-
I like Fire Red. I've played a little bit of Fire Red. I like Fire Red. It's gonna be
Very
fun.
nice.
It's
Charizard with Steel Claw. Metal Claw.
Yes.
Steel move, Metal Claw.
yes, you can teach Charizard Metal Claw. Actually,
teach
it learns it.
Charmeleon.
Yes, it learns it very early.
Can Charmander learn it?
Charmander, no, actually, I don't know.
I remember having a very easy time with Brock because I had Metal Claw.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, you can.
nice.
He learns it at 13.
Wow.
That was the only reason why I knew that Steel was super effective against Rock
Yeah.
for the longest time. Thanks, Fire Red.
So nice.
Well, there you have it. Everybody good to wrap?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, folks, if you were able to tune in tonight, this was our Sunday update for the Vintage Pokemon Project. Not so vintage anymore. But we're usually on every Sunday, but that is probably going to change over the next couple weeks a little bit. We won't be on next Sunday, but keep an eye out through the week. You'll see some streams of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. What? Cam's giving me chicken head.
I just didn't know if you could hear that.
I can't hear it. That's okay. But you'll see some Gen 7 games, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, this week and next week, and we'll presumably have an update for you either on August 1st or August 8th will be our next one, and we'll talk a little bit about Gen 7 and getting into Gen 8, which is the latest and last of the original game gens that we're going to play through, kind of. Yes.
Main series, like
main series.
originals of
Yes.
their generations.
And then after that, we're looking ahead to remakes, but we're still a couple months from that. So we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, if you're able to tune in tonight, thanks for watching. We always appreciate a view or two. And we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Ah!